はい、お待たせいたしました。次のゲーム、ポータル2ですね。こちら、解説の方来ていただいております。よろしくお願いいたします。クレインさんです。よろしくお願いします。
こんにちは。どうも、クレインです。ですね、昨日じゃない、30日に DMC の解説を初めて解説というか配信に乗るようなことをしたんですけど、それが2回目の解説です。でですね、ポータル2のノーセーブロードなんですけど、ノーセーブロードってのはチェックポイントに入るとオートセーブが入って、そのロードすると次のチェックポイントに移るっていうのを繰り返さないっていう感じなんですけど、それをすると10秒20秒短縮されるらしくて、でその足すってなってるのはそのキャントイーブンさんとmluggさんかながですね、ポータルに関するツールを作ってるか解説を、そのチュートリアルを見たんですけど、そのキャントイーブンさんのポータルに関するツールを作っててですね、昨日ちょっと3時間から4時間して一周してみたんですけど、その解説チュートリアルと映像がちょっと違うんですよね。で、なんでかなと思ったら、そのローディングを事前にロードするツールがあるらしくて、やってて、あ、これ事前にロードしないとちょっとイライラするなっていう感じでで、ローディングがカットされると10分か20分ぐらい早くなるんです。通常プレイだと。ストーリーに関してはゲームしてもらって安いんで、そのラテマネーを稼いでもらって、いつものジュースやコーヒーをラテマネーを水と飴に変えてもらって、今120円ぐらいなんで買ってもらって確認してもらって、でですね、今120円ですかね。ツールアシストはごめんなさいね。
Okay, so let's hear about this Portal 2 run featuring Baster09.
事前にロードすることがあって、ただで配ってたこともあります。で、そう。義務教育といえばですね、その外れかわからん、当たりか外れかわかんない映画を見るより安いんです。で、スイッチでも販売してますけど、任天堂スイッチでも販売してますけど、2000円よりセーブロードをするアシストがあった方が、この方が
切り替わりましたね。
はい、始まりましたね。安いんで。
Over here we have mlugg. Introduce yourself real quick.
Hey, yep, I'm mlugg. I'm mainly on the kind of R&D team of the Portal 2 speedrun community. I've been working on these tasking tools over the past year with a couple other people in the community. We're really excited to show you.
そのチュートリアルを奏者さんはキューブの T シャツを着てるんじゃないかなと思います。
All right, with that out of the way, I think we've been talking long enough, so let's get this task started. For those of you not familiar with Portal 2 speedrunning, time will start when we gain control of the character.
始まりましたね。
I'll give a countdown here. 3,
コントローラーが
1, go!
スタートです。で、このデモシーンをですね、スキップできてるやつが、記録では多かったんですけど、やるみたいなんです。
This is actually the first ever TAS of
ここか
the Portal 2 single player
そう
campaign.
6
The reason
分ぐら
is
い
that until very recently,
デモ
I
が
actually didn't
そ
have
の
the tools available to make them.
チュートリアルがあるんですけ
Last
ど
year, I was working with Kurzihau and Blender09. Huge shout out to those guys on the tools to make them. And we started this
パスっ
project.
て言ってもローディングをその事前ローディングする
Rules of
ツールがあるっていうぐらいで
category that people run RTA. It's in
悪いことはそんなにしないと思うんですけど
bounds of the map all the
ゲー
time.
ム中に
And we aren't
ゲーム
allowed
中
to
に
use quick save
足すのような動作が
won't be using
あ
save.
るんで
Right, and a quick note about this run that I want to clarify before we get any further. Unfortunately, there's a lot of RNG in Portal 2, and even with brilliant minds like mlugg, we have not been able to solve all of that
あ
RNG.
あと
So a lot
バ
of
ニーホッ
feedback
プを
has
繰り返すんで
been
画面用意だけ
possible.
注意してもらえば
Back a video which we have pre-recorded. But all of this is a live playback
そうで
that's
すね。
recorded and stitched together. So
ゲーム画面の真ん中にマウスカーソルを置くとかしてもらっ
let's see.
て、
So right here in this cutscene here, really long cutscene. Luckily, we've
ゲ
been
ーム
able
用
to
意する
navigate,
方は
to
ご
give you
注
a
意
little
を。
bit of a tutorial, let's say, for some of the stuff that we will be showcasing here. So let's talk about movement in Portal 2 and all source games. Normally, the game expects you to go forward. However, in source games, if you kind of go to the side, like turning a little bit in air, you can gain more speed. This is called strafing, air strafing. And if you go to the side, you know, right and left, back and forth, you can gain speed as long as you're jumping
なん
around
か
the
これ
ground.
バニホの
Humans do to bunny
ゲー
hops.
ムバニ
But
ホ
a
の
TAS is a lot better
解
than
説を
humans,
してい
as
る
you may know. So using a lot of math and a lot of code, the task can actually strafe left and right, back and forth 60 times a second. And the end result
あ
makes
バニホの解説してますねここ本当はないですね
Now let's talk about the crucial element of the
あ、
game.
なるほど。
So imagine a bus. Except the bus
あ
is
自分で
actually an
ゲーム
elevator
いじって
at the end of every level.
解説してる
As you're going along this bus or down the elevator,
すごい
there are
な。
stops every few seconds. And as long as GLaDOS or whoever else is
こ
talking
の
to
ムー
you,
ビーはない
you
で
can't get
す
off on your
本
bus
編
stop.
にはないで
You
す
have to wait until GLaDOS is done talking to you. and
確か
you get off on
に
the next
その
bus.
任天堂のロボットが出てきて、おやと
Stop
思いましたけ
talking to you. You're
ど、
on a bus stop for 4 seconds. You lose 4 seconds. So in Portal 2, the optimal thing to do is get on the bus at the right time when GLaDOS is talking to you. And that way you time it so that GLaDOS stops talking to you right before you get off on a stop and you don't lose any time. So that kind of just explains why in a lot of maps we won't be entering the elevator as soon as possible. Instead,
で
we're
ビ
waiting
ートリー
for
が
to enter the elevator.
後ろで解説してるん
Common
ですけ
question
ど
when
案内役のビートリーさんが
waiting
解
to enter
説
the
して
elevator doesn't lose time. I just want to clear that up. And there's a little bit time left in this cutscene. I think mlugg has some stuff to go over.
Yeah. So in the bottom left of the screen, you'll see a little like controller image. That's a input display. So that's a visual representation of the inputs the TAS is doing. So when we're strafing, you'll see the analog stick on the left, the movement stick, like flipping back and forth really, really quickly, and it's strafing. On that note, I should mention this run has a few bits of fast movement. So the analog stick, like I say, will be flicking really back and forth really fast. Also, in a few places, there's like very fast rotations and things. So if you're like particularly sensitive to that kind of video, view discretion's advised. There's nothing too serious, and we'll warn if there's anything. Like,
It really is,
potentially
for the most
bad
part,
coming up,
nothing
but
too
yeah.
serious. But again, we'll go to note.
ああ、なんかさっきのバスは会場のホテルから出てるバスなんだ。本当ならすごいおしゃれですね。
Two people in the world who have created this task. Tassing is a team effort, and we have a very big team here at the Portal 2 task team that I would just like to thank real quick. I have a list of names. All right. Thanking for script making, we have Burger40, Zy Martin, AMJ, myself, Seer, Blenderisto9, Kurzihau, Lucas Skywalker, mlugg, Rainbow, Trick, and also any other people who have contributed very small amounts or contributed in routing. Thank you for your help in making this task. Without the effort of the whole team, it would not have been possible. And a special thank you for coding for mlugg, Kurzihau, Rainbow, Blenderisto9, David, and Sony. They have done a lot of work behind, even more behind the scenes, coding the tools that we use to code the task. So, round of applause for them as well.
今は特に解説することがないのが、本家の方でもその協力してくださった方への感謝を述べているっ
Lastly, thank
ぽい
you
で
to
すね。
one Portal 2 developer who has been updating this game for the past 2 years.
でここねやることないんで
な
バス
るほど
ケットボールが一発でクリアしてる一発でクリアしてる
Yeah, so this is another bit of cutscene, but it's more fun because we can throw things around.
一応このバスケットボール一応練習になってるんですよその
はい
キューブが出てくるんで
Shout out to Blender for that throw you just saw a second ago.
キューブをジャストで置くっていう練習になってる
When this portal opens.
Real gameplay here.
Yeah.
Once the portal opens, the run will start for real. Well, like half for real. It doesn't really start till we get the portal gun, as you know, but Here we go. As you
ここ
can
ま
see,
でをスキップするツールがあるみたいです。
is
なるほど。
absolutely
で、今、
hog wild.
キューブをそう投げて、おお、
Oh, really? You guys think that's
うまいですね。
キューブ投げて、その
Anyway, yeah, a lot of the
閉まる前に
look a bit
入りましたね。
a bit different than normal
スタイリッシュです。
Portal 2 speedrun. All right, this map here, this is the first map with a fun glitch. I actually helped task this map. We can grab that cube under the glass,
キューブを
throw it through a
投
portal,
げて、
then throw it over this glass, and get to that.
何やってるか分かんないんですけどね。まあ、とりあえずここまでは通常プレイでできるんじゃないか
A good
な。
example of the stuff about dialogue we mentioned. As you can see, we are absolutely zooming to this elevator. It's really important we get
で、
there.
ここのエレベーターをチェックポイントでセーブが入るんで、ここで
So yeah, entering the elevators.
リセットしてロードすると早いっていう話ですね。
Right here,
ノーセーブロー
this
ド。
map, we'll be getting the portal gun.
These are really about to speed up here, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We could like try and explain what's
こ
happening.
こでポータルガンを
yeah, just watch.
ゲットします。はい、ゲットしましたね。ここも何やってるか分かんないですよね。
So that was the technical term is a non-Apple Seeker portal. That means basically we shot 9 portals while looking through one portal but not quite passing through it.
Yeah, and all as fast
using
as
a
possible.
die offset.
Just about human possible.
で、
Yeah, sure. This is another quite crazy one. Not even going to try and explain this. We're now at the end. We passed through. There are like 3.
分かんない。
We don't really use one of them. We don't really use any of them.
We just kind of really do whatever we want at this point.
We used a couple of C shots there combined with peak portals and a cube.
早すぎて分かんない。
Except
ここがですね、ちょっとね、
more out that we do in
今のちょっとツールアシストというか、
As impressive
バグを使って
probably only
クリアしてるみたいなんですけど、
what humans do. Just, you know, shut
本
up for-
当はあれはできないんですよ。
Yeah, hey, thank you.
で、息をするように場に干してます。
はいはい。
Yeah, and then the rest of
確かに右下はさっきそうですね、読み上げてた方の名前が表示されているので、協力者かもしれないですね。
cheeky portal right there.
そうですね、mluggさんはそのツールを作ってる
I
ら
guess
しくて、
one of you two. No other explanation. This button right here, if you get on it and
ボタンを押してキューブを、
and we're at the
あ、
end.
は
What is it?
わかんないです。
Yeah,
ごめんなさい。
it is at the bottom of the elevator. There is no reason for this.
僕ここまで
It doesn't say any
10
time.
We're gonna stand
15分ぐらいだったかな。
You
15分
can
か
technically
20分ぐら
do
いです。
this with like all of the elevators that move down, but there's not really much point.
We're gonna do it
because
later
it's
to actually
We'll do
save
it
time.
one time to save time. Yeah.
Okay, this map, mlugg, you want to get it?
Yeah.
もうポータル1だとグリッチありだともうクリアしてます。
You probably didn't catch it, but it is.
そうですね。
で、タレットちゃんが出てくるんですけど、
Right here, we're actually going to do the first
無視しますね。
run. So here, the game
で、
transition.
ここはですね、物理、ここでウィートリーちゃんとご対面です。
A slightly strange place.
Yeah, that skip has only ever been done.
で、ここでウィートリーちゃんと、うるさいウィートリーちゃんとバニホで散歩しますね。
Yeah. So there, we were able to preserve a velocity, get over.
失礼。イン踏みました。で、ウィートリーがここに入れてくれっていうことで、ウィートリーを
Yeah,
入
right
れ
here's
ま
a
す。
cutscene. We're gonna do some crazy stuff later, but for now, Mello, if you have anything to say, you know, kind of decompress, now would be a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. Take Chris Pay donates $25 and says, Portals, how do they work? Also, let's get that bonus game.
Absolutely.
はい
Yeah.
結構激しく動くので、一旦ちょっと画面から目を外して窓の外見るとかで画面酔いは注意してください。
で、ここはですね、
So surrender. So
ある
1,000
動画だとスキップできるらしいんですけど、
Here's 1,000 rupees
Ah.
toward the Ocarina of Time.
スキップできるの前のシーンだったかな。
And right now, we're still, we're just about $50,000 away from that showcase. Can we do it?
We can absolutely do it.
I think we can do it. So, in this part of the task, actually, as the elevator is about to come up, we're going to do some very
で、
precise
ここ、
jumps
ウィートリーちゃんに
to jump right
裏
out
切りされてるんですけど、
and kind of get out
こ
of
こで前作の
figure it out of the chamber that is the cutscene.
グラドスちゃん
Unity,
と、
by the way. Those
ご
infos
対
are
面
directly
で
taken
す。
from his former Fizzler Interworld
で、
record.
ここは本当は動けないんですけど、
So,
Anyway, yeah, mlugg, what's
Yeah.
going on here?
動きま
What
す。
we're going to do is we drop the clipboard on top of the incinerator, and we're going to do a slightly weird glitch.
デモシーンで、デモシーンスキップしました
It's
ね
going。to happen where
ここに
GLaDOS picks us up with like a robot arm and drops us into this incinerator.
捨てられるんです
When
け
that
ど、
happens, the player model doesn't actually move. Instead, it's only the camera that does. So the player will still be standing on top of the incinerator. So if we're already standing there, as soon as it opens, we can fall in and trigger the like transition to the next map immediately. However, without the clipboard, that wouldn't work because the incinerator doors actually pull us along. But the physics are a bit broken, so if you're standing on the clipboard, that doesn't happen. So this is that cutscene I was
ビ
talking
ート
about.
リーと一緒に
Gladys is like holding us, but our body
捨て
is
られますね。
standing in the
When we
incinerator.
get to the incinerator, you'll be able to see the blue light of the portal gun, which is still part of the player model. So we'll
Yes,
see that
that's
there.
true.
And you'll also actually be able to see the player model in third person, which is really weird if you've never seen anything
Yeah.
like it.
A rare occurrence.
mlugg, did you
So,
mention
yeah,
how this
a
trick
fun-
makes you invincible?
Yes, a fun side effect of this trick is you get invincibility. So during this cutscene view, the game makes you invincible to stop you from
今
dying.
スキップしましたね、でも。
Because you saw there, like the level ended early.
Yeah.
We were never taken out of that weird camera control thing, so it never got rid of that invincibility.
ファスト
So
シュートの
the
中を
entire rest of the run, we will
は
be
い
invulnerable to pretty much all forms of damage. The only
踏んで
exception
ますね。
being a couple of hits of goo in Chapter 6. Don't
Yeah.
worry, it's weird.
That'll come in handy later.
Yeah.
So this map right here is where we get the dual portal gun, and as you saw when we got the single portal gun, things were kind of crazy. So now we get the dual portal gun, and now we've ended the level.
ここはちょっと頑張れば再現できるはず。
Happens to be a scene
で、今、
beginning of the level to
赤
the
と
level.
青と赤の
Doesn't even break a
ポー
sweat.
タルガンなんで、入り口と出口が作れるようになりました。
Fast because we're waiting on dialogue here
Yeah, it doesn't
again.
save any time. It's just cool.
It does skip the entire level. There's a lot of rooms there, I promise.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Play the game yourself if you want to find it.
You haven't
it's
played
like-
the game yet. We are skipping most of it, so you still have a chance.
that's true.
Yeah, true. There's no spoilers this run.
Here we
Sure,
go,
Kai.
here's an intro. This map is
詳しい人が
simple.
なんか
That's
いるみたいで
actually
すけど。
humans do, but done really, really quickly.
We do introduce lasers in the next couple chambers, but we don't use any of them yet, so.
はい。
Yeah.
Yeah, I think laser intro, there's no lasers, and then dual lasers, there's one laser. Is
Yep.
that right?
Yeah,
Yeah, makes sense.
Triple laser is one laser too.
Oh, well, we don't talk about triple laser.
this map is laser stairs, and here we actually, so you won't have caught it because it was way too quick, but we actually got a
クリキュわかんない。とりあえずそのレーザーキューブを置くセクションがあるんですけど、レーザーキューブとそのボタンを駆使してスイッチを押して
and because dialogue
次の
matters
セクションに
much
行
more
き
than
ま
actually
す。
reaching the elevator, that saves time.
Yep, a lot of times the goal isn't to end the map as fast as possible, but to activate the end dialogue. Get
Exactly.
us talking as fast as possible so we can get on that
そう
bus.
これ
Yeah,
で、
that's a huge point.
はい、
basically.
レーザーの位置を変えて、
Really activating the ending dialogue is
で
99%
次のセクションに
the goal for any speedrunner, human or task.
In that map, we did a thing called a laser switch glitch, where if you activate one laser immediately after another for a couple
わ
of
かん
seconds,
ないんですよね。
Yeah, that's really useful in a lot of maps with lasers.
this
Okay,
map,
yeah, look at this.
yeah, this one's laser over goo. This is very, very fast.
待ってくれればよかったんですけど、
we're done.
Yeah.
Basically, we pressed the button. That spawned a
DMC の時に解説募集したんですけどね。
we shot a portal in a weird place we're not meant to be able to. We
Aye.
did 2 re-portals to get a bunch of speed through the cube across the room, and we were at the end, and all of that in about half a second.
And then conversely, this is going to be literally just the route that humans do full game.
Yeah, again, right here, putting that camera on that button activates
で
the
ここ好きな音楽のシーンなんで、サントラ無料なんでゲットしてください。
on it, and not just a cube.
でここうまいごとにキューブをキャッチして、あれあれ
We're still waiting for the dialogue.
本当はあれ行って帰って置いて
So just activating
Clear
the
なんです
dialogue
けど。
is much more important than actually getting to the end as quickly as possible. This next map, we're going to bunny hop backwards.
サントラは無料でダウンロードできます。
I think that's
Yeah,
all.
it doesn't save time or anything. It's no slower either, so
Portal
let
one
it look
throwback.
funny.
You know what does save time though? This task is about to do a very, very task-only
あ
straight.
ここはですね、ジャンプをで、悪いことしてますね。悪いこと、で、キューブを押してですね、キューブをゲットして、
And then
Well,
you bounce off the ball to avoid having to have that
de-
bounce over.
はい、
So
クリアしました。
entire rides around that room.
よくわかんない。
And this elevator is actually interesting because the GLaDOS talks for such a long time and the elevator moves faster than most other elevators.
次のシーンがです
Bottom
ね
of、the elevator shaft. Hit a failsafe there that'll make sure the game loads the next level, even if GLaDOS is
次の
not
シーンだ
going
っ
to
たっ
assume
け？
something broke. So we've been in the elevator so long.
So yeah, that's the one case where it's fastest just get in the elevator as quickly as possible.
Yeah, the rides are not supposed to be that long.
今のただもうちょっと理屈さえ分かれば。で、ここですなぜかここハイジャンプするんですよ。
Kind of thing called a super
これは再現できないんですよ。
basically there,
え
get stuck. We didn't actually explain reports properly. Basically, if you shoot a portal while you're coming out of one, you get 200 velocity to stop you from getting stuck in weird places.
なぜかハイジャンプするんですよ。
Stuck in the floor while you do that, which we can do in a few ways, then you
で、
can
なんか加速度使って移動しました。
shoot a portal under you.
There's going to be a lot of those throughout the run.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it does mean we skipped the companion cube though.
Oh yeah.
Ah, what a shame.
Well, at least the companion cube didn't die.
That's true.
All right, that map, real nice.
わかんないです。
Because chamber sort of being
で、
like GLaDOS, you can shoot a little bit.
覚えることが多いんで、日本の奏者がいないんじゃないかなと思ってる。
Yeah,
Completely new to
actually.
me.
あと、文献が英語なので、
Completely new to Baster, so we'll check in on you for your reactions to kind of see what we're going on here.
ジャンプし
So
て
this is ceiling catapult. We just did a thing called ceiling skip, where we get on top of this rebel here, which means that as soon as this panel in front of us comes down, we're going to be able to jump onto it. That skips a long cutscene where Gladys fixes
先っ
the
ぽに
plate.
あらスイッチを押してレーザーキューブゲットして引かして
There's a thing called angled
でレーザーの位置変えてクリアしました。
like angled surfaces.
早い。
Broken, and if you walk into
よくわかんないです
a bunch of speed. There we used it to boost us into the door, which skips waiting for the stairs in front of the door to come up because that takes a few more seconds.
ここは僕3分か5分かかかったんですけど、はい、キューブをキャッチしてキューブを置いてでキューブを置いてはいクリアしました。はい、ハイジャンプをすると
Also, shout outs to Zay for routing it.
Oh yeah, Zay found that.
Originally, yeah.
ああ、はいはいはいはいは
はいい
はいはいい。
ははいはい。
その
Yeah, sure. So this
ポータルの入り口と出口の間に入ってですね、そのっていうのを見たんですけど、
got a camera. We used
何やってるか全然わかんないです。やっぱり。
the cube, managed to clip it.
なるほど。
And we're done. The
ポータルの口にあるときに、
because we can, because
ポ
it
ータル移動すると、
earlier.
まあ、体が分割みたいなされるのを防ぐために弾き出される仕様があると。
Yeah, it was.
そう
その勢いを利用してピョンと飛ぶと。
That's one of the
ちょっと前に
we did manage to
人力で再現できますって言ったところは多分ね、その先に壁があってそれをうまいこと右左右左とクリックしていくとそこに移動するんで再現でき可能ですって言ったんですけど、
It's just gonna go very fast.
It's not quite the human route. We actually don't land there, so we did 2 reportals, which got us a bunch of speed, flew across the room, grabbed the cube, and chucked onto the button.
Yeah, I
So
don't.
it's similar
yeah,
to
just
the human route.
So much speed, really going through
Clearly
portals.
very simple there.
Very
Of course,
simple.
yeah.
Yeah, Task just reportals and like super reportals and does like object boosts. Task. Oh, speaking of speed. Okay, I think we should probably just let this map speak for itself.
Yeah, that's fair.
レッドちゃんが殺されましたかな。はい。わかんないです。
Huge shout out to Luke and Safe figuring
こ
that
んな速度でクリアはできないです。
And okay, immediately after, this map is kind of crazy. That
で、バーニホでじゃ
does not
移
look
動してい
like
き
much.
ま
That
す。
took 2 maps.
でレーザーキューブで位置を変えてパレットを倒してで、はい、クリアします。
Only that was like probably the most difficult.
で、なんかここ悪いことしてますね。
We did that the Omega boost, and
Hi.
there is no hope of a human ever getting it.
No, don't even try.
What's important is it's a present.
Thank you, Gladys. I kind of forgot you were talking there.
You're wearing looks stupid.
Turret blocker. Anything special about this
Right.
map?
Here in your
No, this is actually the same route that
も
humans
う
do.
壁があるんでキューブを取ってでちょうどよく押しますね。ちょうどよく押しましたね。
Yeah, a little bit
Yeah.
of cube throw. Task is really good at cube throws because you can throw it
a man in a
way further than you.
あれを練習するためにやってるっていう感じなんですけど、最初の
Well, I.
独房のところは。
Yeah.
eyes waiting for you after this next task.
See, is this map what I think? Oh, this. Speaking of cube throws, actually, yeah, this.
Oh
map,
yeah.
It's just
ボ
gonna do
ボタンを押して、
cube throws.
キューブを設置してレーザーキューブの位置を変えて
Cube into a laser that's there, I promise. It redirects the
パ
laser
レットちゃんが殺されました。
In the right place.
just long enough for us to get through the door. We promise everything happened. You just can't see it because it happened too fast.
That's a common theme here.
Yeah, that really is a common theme. It's we would have wanted to show you, but we genuinely can't. It goes by too fast.
Nobel Prize
Speaking of which, this is pull the rug. Here,
ボタンをレーザーそうですね、橋の上に乗せてうまいこと押してはいクリアしまし
kind of
た。
adjust it a little bit and get to the end.
added to your surprise right
Yeah.
now.
Did Zy Martin route that and Tacit or just?
I believe both.
Just thinking about
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was his idea.
There's a lot of routing work that goes behind the scenes tasking because obviously most of these routes we had to
Oh,
find
so no.
ourselves. It's not like there was a tutorial for how to
Speaking of
task the game.
routing,
チュートリアル見てたら酔わないんですけど、やってるとちょっと酔うんですよ
kind
ね。
of crazy. This route, Besa does actually know this one.
Okay, cool.
Because
そう
this
一応
one-
解いてるんですけど、
because humans can do it.
操作がわかんないん
Uh,
で、
what's going to happen here
Fuck
after
on
we
that,
jump
yes.
out of this room? We're going to do a really precise shot into this observation room,
Cool.
shoot some portals, and we end up here by the
あ
elevator.
あ、わからない。
We got stuck, and the game
と
thought
りあえず壁、その
the best way to free us was teleport us there.
青い壁を使ってなんかするんですけど、
Yeah,
like
because there's a
30
30-second cutscene in that map, which it skips. Only map in the game, it saves time.
ここまで僕
Yeah, in this map we are just gonna have a lot of
2時
velocity
間
all
か
the
な
time.
ぐらいかか
Grab
っ
that
たん
cube,
です
pre-place it so that it's not actually aimed there. Just drop this cube down. They're gonna land, I promise. And then use that camera, redirect our speed out of the portal right into the end
Right
of
into
the
the
door.
door.
Thank you, Cy Martin, for getting that because I could not. I did
Ah.
not have it in me to do that.
グラドスの話が終わるまでコードが
Yeah, it was.
始まらないんですね。
Triple laser. This map, there's a seam shot right there. It saves, I think, 2 ticks. But aside from that, we just laser switch.
はい、クリアです。
ourselves and the cube
あ
to、
キューブがなぜか上にあります。
and quickly enabling all the lasers.
Shout outs
That's like
to
Kurziha, of course.
yeah, shout outs to Kurziha for triple laser. Baster, what are you thinking with this task so far? Now that you're kind of seeing some of it for the first time,
I'm thinking it's fast. There's a lot of object boosts and flings that I'm just not ready for.
you're not ready for it.
の上を使ってでキューブが
A lot of it I have a general idea of what's going on. 'Cause I know what you
今
need to do
なん
at
か
the level.
壁を抜けでそのここはですねなんか向こう側に白い壁があるっぽくてであれ
So right here we're on
でマニューで移動しますね。
of the escape sequence in the game. This bit of the game is actually going to be a lot of just movement, so you can see like the movement analog on the controller going crazy. So a lot of hopping around here. This is going to mark the end of that map there. We're now on the next map. This again is mostly movement, but there is actually going to be a kind of interesting trick here. We're going to grab one of these turrets, and here this
Turret
is
ちゃんが
broken.
タレットちゃんとバニホで散歩してますね。
Objects into yourself to get speed, which breaks 0 laws of physics. So we throw that turret into ourselves a total of 5 times to get an absolutely crazy amount of speed there. Saves about 1.5 seconds over not doing it, which is like a lot of time.
And that was found pretty recently, wasn't it?
Yeah, that
like-
was found by Berger. Thought of that.
Yeah, like a month ago.
Something like that.
Yeah, we were actually working. We were working on this task a lot more recently. Anyway, right here, Burger is currently doing a setup so that the first tick of this map.
あ、わかんないで
Through
す。
the door again, very precise shot to completely skip it open. And then this skip right here skips the entire flashlight cutscene where Wheatley turns on his flashlight.
Which is why this map is quite dark. We've
Yeah, it's a
actually
little
upped
dark.
the brightness artificially so you can
エ
see.
レベーターが来てグラドスの喋りが
This map is just bunny
ロス
hopping.
にならないように調整してると。で、最初のバス停のムービーはそれの暗喩だっていう
But
人
humans
みたい
don't
です
do.
ね。バス停に早く着いてもバス来なかったら次のステージ行けないよねっ
The
てい
same
う。
stuff humans do.
あ
Speed on very, very quickly. It's like that jump there. But yeah, this is very simple. We do some really quick portaling around the room.
Actually, at the end here, our task is going to do something very funny.
あ、入力が早すぎてわからない。
Quarter of a second. We can do a quick super reportal there to get through the door.
Yeah, which
And then
means as soon as the door opens, we can boost straight through it.
Yeah,
It's fast, but it also looks funny, which is important.
yeah.
えっと
Honestly,
コンベヤー
more
を
important.
散歩しているん
this
です
This is your segment.
Oh yeah, this map is my segment. I remember this. This took a long time because this is on one of the longer maps. Right here at the beginning, that was all just movement to get over here. But now here, we're going to grab one of these defective turrets. And if you've played the game before, you'll know that you have to put
タ
the
レットちゃんが
turret
タレットちゃん
in the
が
turret scanner. But we are going to completely ignore that. Just going to jump on them again, jump on these beams, kind of outside of the normal playable area, but still in bounds, and completely skip that part, that section of the game. And then the rest of the map is just bunny hopping.
Quick donation time?
Yeah, like one.
Sure. CZ Martin donates $49.57, says, this was an incredibly fun project to be a part of, and I want to thank everyone involved, including everyone who believed and everyone who was skeptical that we could get under a certain number barrier. This is a really big milestone for the game, and I'm sure community can bring this time to even lower in the future with even more wild skips and even more wild routes. P.S. Shout out to Aku Boinkle, which went completely unnoticed despite being hyped for weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, shout out to Zybar.
ここはなんかビートリーと会話してるシーンなので飛ばせないみたいな。
Neurotoxin sabotage. Normally in this map, you would cut the tubes of the neurotoxin generator, and then you'd have to wait kind of for like 10 seconds to open the door. However, mlugg, what's going
Yeah,
on here?
so here we're actually going to hop through this door, and so we're going to shoot a portal right up here and grab the chair. We're going to use the chair to boost
なんか悪いことしてる。よくわかんない。
portal behind the door at the end is the trigger to take you.
早すぎてわからない。
That's always turned on, so we can jump straight behind the door and hit it right there. You're not meant to be able to go through moving portals, so they're quite broken, which is why we can
あ、で
get
ここで
through
ウィートリーと
Anyway,
ラストシュートが
here
い
we've
ま
got
す。
onto a cutscene map. This map is Tube Ride. So actually, Mello, this would be a great time if you have anything to say. We have a few minutes of waiting here.
Oh, I have plenty to say, don't worry. We still need just over $42,000 to get that Ocarina of Time TaskBot beta showcase. Got love for that in the crowd? Yeah, yeah.
I believe it. I believe we can make it.
Yeah, we can do it.
Aperture Science donates $25 and they say, the Enrichment Center would like to remind you that donating right now would greatly enhance the testing that is done at Summer Games Done Quick. Don't you want to advance science? TaskBot does. Look into TaskBot's eyes. Do you want to disappoint TaskBot? No, you don't. So please donate. Science and TaskBot will thank you.
So this map here is called, it's again mostly cutscene, but
で
there's going to
この
be
扉は偽物でしたって言われるんですけど、
We
グ
have
ラ
a
ドス
lot
に
of time for donations. We'll let you know when there's
Oh,
like
yeah.
actual stuff happening.
For
This is
sure.
just a cutscene.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, we have an anonymous $1,000 donation.
マリグ壁
Saying, paying to see the robot overlord actually be the robot overlord. Please
で
remember.
焼却炉に捨てられるんだったっけ
And we also
また
have another $50
欲望に入ったような
who says, I, for one, welcome our new Tazbot overlord. And then finally, we also
あ
have a
ここで
$25 donation.
グラドスとの再会ですね
$25 for the Ocarina of Time task run. Anything to keep that Tazbots happy. I, for one, welcome our new frame, Perfect Overlords. A lot of Overlords. Tonight. Anybody have an Overlord problem? Let me know via donation.
GLaDOS is bringing out the overlords in the chat.
Can I keep going?
Yeah, keep going.
Okay, Glytherin donates $100. Excited to see the Ocarina of Time beta showcase later. Let's make that happen. Yeah, woo! Give it up! Let's make it happen! Okay, we also have an anonymous $5 donation who says $5 train hype. Well, hey, I haven't started a $5 train, but what do you think? Should we do like $5?
今マップをロードできるかの確認は
I think
約3秒に1回
I think we could do 5 at 35.
話のタイミングをわかんないそれとも
not be the only task.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
I'm
Link,
personally excited to see it, so y'all better make
Yeah.
it happen.
you better make it
ここで
happen.
ですね
Comboing
この
donates
ウィートリーと
Tool-assisted Zelda runs need chat
グラドスが
donation trains.
入
Let's
れ
see
替わっ
it.
ちゃうんですけど
So around about here, we're actually going to be seeing some action from the pass again, finally. We've dropped the core in there, and now, so you actually can't do reportals on the floor, but what you
あ
can
そこ
do,
とジャンプしてます
just on floor surfaces, do a weird thing to bump you up and gain a bit more height. Just shoot the opposite pole to what you would for a reportal. So here we're getting more and more height, and in a
ジャンプ
minute,
貯めてますね
stalemate room's going to open, which is the room where we can make the core transfer happen. So I've shot into there. I did this bit, by the way. Yeah, press the button, hopped out of there as quickly as possible. We now have another moment of cutscene. Melo, you can, if any more donations or anything?
Any more donations? We have plenty. $500 from MN Golden Eagle. Let's go, Twitch chat. Let's see some wild beta stuff. And again, we're going for a $5 donation train at 35 minutes on the dot. And if you're new to this,
グラドスちゃんがもがれて
I forgot about that.
one of the most exciting parts is
ウィートリー
watching
が
that number skyrocket as
変わ
everyone
りました
button in sync. I would love for you to experience that. So 35 minutes, $5 train. We got a $5 donation from Doug Trio 100. Great name. Enjoying this elevator ride simulator ride.
新たな力を手に入れたぞということで
So,
Speaking
on the
of your
topic
グラドスちゃん
yeah.
焼却処分されちゃいますね
In this elevator. Instead, we're going to get on it. So the game's thought we got in the elevator there, but we did it in such a way that we can just hop off the top and we're free. So this map normally has a long cutscene where Wheatley almost releases you and then goes power mad. Spoilers.
At least in Fulgrim, this is by
Glad I
far the
said
biggest
potato.
skip in the game.
Yeah.
It's just a single jump.
So here, what we do is a big pre-hop. We get under the elevator. So this map normally ends with Wheatley smashing the elevator and you falling down into this pit, but we can just go straight down now.
Now it ends with his maniacal laughter, which is more ominous.
ここでポテトになったグラドスちゃんとしばらくお散歩ですね
So if you are sensitive to those things, I might recommend looking away for a minute. But that being said, this is just a minute-long cutscene, so this is probably one of the last times that you have to say anything, Mello, because it's just going to be action from this point on.
Hey, no problem. I want to make sure that you are applying your donation towards the incentive. And right now, again, we only have until this run is over to get the TaskBot beta showcase of Ocarina of Time. I want to see that. Do you want to see that?
I want to see
want
that.
that.
I wanna see it.
Yeah.
I'm going to be in the audience for it if it happens.
Surf
get it.
donates $100 and says, it has been an honor to be a part of the Portal 2 task team. Watching this task grow and evolve over the past year has been a genuine treat. And I am so proud of the end result being showcased today as it shows the hard work that many of the team members have put in over countless hours. Long live the Ocuboinko. Donation to Runner's Choice.
Ah, hey, thank you.
And then we also have Nabi says, hey, listen, did you know that you could donate to see a TaskBot beta showcase? $10 train hype! Ooh, I like the idea of a competing $10 train at 36 minutes.
Let's see which train wins.
Let's do it.
The real winner is the OOT beta showcase.
That's true.
Well, the real winner is us,
The
because we get
real
to see
winner
it.
is Doctors Without Borders.
That's true.
So true.
So about here, we are finally going to get control again. This map is movement. So you're going to be
息をするように
some quick portal
バニホ
shots,
で進んでいくんです
to
けど、
traverse this huge area really quickly. That long shot in particular, which is literally named long shot. And we hit that button, and now there's this vault door.
If you have
何やってるか分かんない。
that might be a good time. One quick donation. Okay, Lat Mackie gives us $20 and says, boarding the task bus. Hype! That was a great hype. Can I get one more? Hype! Y'all are so cute.
はい、
Bailey, now that we're kind of finishing this cutscene up, what do you think of the run so far?
I think it's pretty fast. I don't really have much else to say.
Really, not
あ
much
の
else to
加
say.
速度ジャンプを使うんじゃないかなっ
Good
てい
movement,
う
a lot
感
of
じなんです
hops
け
that I didn't even know were task possible.
ど、なんかよくわかんないうちに扉に着きました。
No, this map's kind of
Yeah,
complicated.
I'm afraid
Final
we're
stick
getting
must-
onto a fun one now. So here we're going to do that really far away shot. You probably didn't catch it behind that cliff. You're not meant to be able to do that. And then we did
ハイジャンプしました。
momentum abuse. The game wants you to get certain things in a specific way, and that it's made so that you can do that, and we can abuse that to get loads of speed out of nowhere.
Fun fact, that map's called Cave Johnson. You know who I didn't hear?
Cave Johnson.
Yeah, we
It's
didn't hear
weird.
Cave Johnson. Here he is, though.
We're about to though.
There he is.
あの
that's
釣りの上にでジャンプしてます。
All right, now that we're into kind of the first puzzle section.
あ、でここ青いペンキはですね、
Crazy, and we don't entirely understand.
重力がそのまま反発されるっていう
Unless you're Simon,
こ
I don't think you understand.
Yeah, there was a quantum crouch in there. I
Yeah,
think
this
there may
now.
have been a reportal involved. We managed to peek into that room. A quantum crouch, by the way, is when the game thinks you're kind of crouching, so it has your hitbox is small, but your camera is still above your head, basically. So you're able to peek inside rooms and shoot poles through ceilings and things.
Yeah,
stuff.
that'll come up, I believe, a few times later in the run.
Yes. So yeah,
黒い壁に向かっ
we're
て
getting
はい
a
で
seam shot.
あーわかんない
Angle portal abuse. We're able to strafe onto
ハイ
the
ジャン
side
プ
on
し
the
て
side
バネ
and
干
get
し
straight
て
to the end. Also, at the very
Yeah,
start, there was a
that's
big jump across a gap using a weird bit of slanted geometry, which is quite cool. Humans do that one, but not the rest of them.
Only the
Just-
top
yeah,
here. It's only like top 3 or 4 on the IL board if you do that.
yeah, yeah. And to be clear, they only do the jump at the start. The rest of it is very TAS only.
Oh, yeah. This, speaking of tasks only, wow, we have quite a
Yeah.
map coming up. Right at the beginning here.
お、わかんない。あ、でキューブを投げて置いてクリアです。
Get the cube, just do a lot of insane flinging to grab the cube, throw it on the button, and finally just wait what feels like 2 years to enter the elevator. I wonder how much of this game do you think is like being in an elevator or waiting for an elevator?
Of the TAS, it must be at least 50%.
At least 50%? Baser, now that you've seen a good bit of the task, how much do you think it is?
I think 50% is probably a pretty good estimate. There's so much that you're just activating the dialogue right away and then just waiting.
Right. Okay, this map is actually
This
pretty
map
hype.
is very cool. So here we have potatoes. This is a skip ingeniously named French fry skip. I don't ask why.
向こう側に白い
We
なん
got
かハイジャンプして
we're able to peek straight through
わ
that
かんない
ceiling
で
and
す。
fling straight to the end.
ハイジャンプ
using
し
a
て
free ball.
着地してはいクリアです
Any
ね。
of the Portal 2 runners saw that coming.
No.
I definitely did not.
Yeah, because there's a huge kind of watch party in our speedrun server right now. So shout outs to all you Portal 2 runners watching.
Oh, this is my favorite map.
Oh yeah, this map's great.
Oh, wait,
Because-
pause, pause.
グラドスが手についてます。
Nine's input. That's the
That-
one
that
input
is
he had.
based
Round
on
of applause for him.
One input. Round of applause for Base Girl 9.
All by myself.
Yeah, that is task could not have been done without that.
Clearly, yeah. It was integral.
Yeah. So now that we're kind of reaching. Oh wait, this is chapter 7, right? It just goes by so fast.
赤いペンキはですね、なんか加速するんですけ
So
ど、
here we're going to be doing a super
使わずにクリアしましたね。
gel, which means we're able to make it really, really quickly, straight to the end there.
Yeah. Believe it or not, that route looks very similar to the human route. I don't even think it saves like a huge amount of time.
No, probably not.
Your map's pretty optimized, yeah.
I feel like I'm just repeating myself all. Like I'm saying, yeah, wow, this task is pretty fast.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of hope to explain what's going on because it goes by so fast.
If you gave us like a few days worth of time, at
早すぎてわかんない。
probably explain most of it.
Eh,
Yeah, speaking of not being able to explain stuff, I guess I'll just kind of shoutcast this one. This map I worked on a lot. Right at the beginning, after all this movement, we will get stuck in this corner and then do a 15 portal super reportal, go absolutely flying, shoot a mid-air seam shot through like half a pixel, then get stuck there again, get another super reportal, and fly straight to the end, which saves about 30 seconds.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Speaking of things being pretty impressive, this is
加速度ジャンプして
stuck launch where we've got like stuck between the pipe and we're building a bunch of downward speed. We boost up to the top, shoot up here, and we'll just launch through this portal. we do need to look at this poster here, otherwise it makes
わかんない
it
わかんない
Yeah, know your paradoxes, guys.
早すぎてわかんないよ
Look at that. So
But now we're deviating from the human route. We're going to come down here again, do another stack launch, fling up to this area with the white gel, the conversion gel. We're going to start flinging it around the room in what looks like a really random way, but this is actually really pre-calculated.
のところが最後なぜ
We're able to fling some just through that vault door as it opens. That's allowed us to get it right by the exit stairs, and we're now there.
yeah, for those of you who don't know, that skips a huge section of waiting for the door to open and like bunny hopping to the end. What is it, 15 seconds?
3回ぐらい使うんですけどね
The normal route skips.
あ回転機を
Already skip a lot in the human route.
Yeah, big shout out to Zybart and Crazy Out for figuring that out. So now we're in chapter 8.
Manifold
Actually,
ですね
this whole starting section is a little bit of a cutscene. So if we have 1 or 2 more quick donations, now might be a good time.
Choo choo! The 35-minute $5 train took off. In like 10 seconds, the $10 train's about to take off. So how about this one? Serial Warrior says, choo choo, with a $5 donation. We also have Will Gundy donates $200, and they say, beep boop, more tasks, please.
Yeah, well, you want more tasks? You have a little bit more.
制作者の多数の制作者の給料名前があると
Tickets for the train.
いい
So right here we chuck the button onto the cube, cube throw. It looked quite slow because it bounces.
進ん
But
でま
it's
す
You have to get to the door before the cube hits.
Yeah.
Now, right here, we actually get stuck between the door and the elevator, and that allows us to do that.
テス
Just
スイッチを押して
and
で
skip
クリアですね
very painfully slow elevator.
グラドスが映ってあれじゃない
it's unreal.
ウィートリーが映って
I
ま
don't
す
know what they were thinking with that.
And breaking poor Wheatley's glass there.
Yeah, that doesn't save any
もう
time.
でも
This thing is just funny.
飛ばせないみ
You
たい
can't self-walk if you do it the wrong time, which
で
is funny.
Yeah.
スイッチを押してキューブ出して置いてあれ
We do still have to do this map twice, unfortunately. Currently, no way to skip that. And then right here in chapter 8, you'll see we kind of
で
wait
ここなんかここはですねポータル1の模倣みたいで
dialogue
す
skips. I don't know if you could catch it there. I was talking over it, but GLaDOS kind of interrupted Wheatley. A lot of that stuff is more common in chapter 8, so you'll be seeing some very weird things. Most of that is dialogue skips, which kind of save time invisibly. If you're
That one
not
saves
looking.
about like a second, so
Yeah.
some of them are
So this map here is a really important one actually because it's the first map with the funnel.
ああれは
allows us to get
と
fly.
そ
So when you crouch or
う
uncrouch,
渦巻きはなんか浮けるんですけど
it thinks you're in 2 funnels. Then when you get out of it,
よくわかんないうちにクリアします
gives you gravity back.
飛行バグああ飛
And
行バ
it's
グ
actually going to preserve between levels,
なん
which
と
is really useful. So at the start of the next map, you'll actually see us jump up in the elevator at the very start here.
Yeah, because
Like
flying is pretty useful, as it turns out.
Yeah. Great shot.
押してますね飛行してますね
Great. It's hilarious. I quite
Yeah.
キューブを投げて
We, yeah, get that cube, chuck it up there, use it to move down and funnel it onto the button.
Yeah, a lot of the chapter 8 maps are kind of completely crazy because of the fly that you can have.
あよよよよ
It seems crazy, but the developers did not expect you to be able to fly.
It's weird.
It is crazy how that works.
And that glitch is on day 1 as well. It's
Oh, yeah.
not been
Oh,
patched
yeah.
for
Day 1.
11 years.
11, wow, the game's 11 years old.
Yeah.
ここは
So here we have a
Ah,
very
ima.
short kind of cutscene.
飛んでる
Basically, shoot balls in this
飛んで
room
る
until it's finished moving.
スイッチを押してで
That's only a couple seconds now. We hit that button. We're going to do a big pre-strafe here, so we're just building up some
怖
speed.
い怖い怖い
We actually can't go too fast because of some weird stuff in this game.
おキューブゲッ
But
ト
we're
し
then going to
て
grab that cube, throw it to the button, and finish the room. And again, small little dialogue skip there that you probably missed.
Yeah. Baster.
あその読み込み待ちが発生しないのはツールでなんか事前に読み込んでるみたいです
Almost 39 minutes. I'm gonna say
負荷を軽減するツールもあるみたい
low
です
45.
Low 45. Okay.
Okay.
Also, that
スイッチじゃ無理ですね
Oh yes, that one. When you have fly, that map's really broken. You can just fly straight to the end.
They also
You'll-
lost fly there as well by touching a funnel.
right.
Yeah,
So now we're just gonna be hopping normally like you saw before.
yeah. This map's kind of crazy. You missed it there.
なん
'cause
か
it was
スイ
only
ッチ
for
を
a frame, but
押
we
す
shot
スイッチ
on
あ
the
投げてあ成功しましたね
Yeah, that shot at the end, not obviously normally supposed
キュー
to
ブ投げて成長しましたね
An oversight's kind of a mean word because, like, how do you expect something like that?
Yeah.
But the portal placement code is a bit buggy, and you can shoot portals sometimes on like opaque or transparent grates that you're not supposed to.
Again, also used in the full game run as well.
Oh yeah, that route is mostly used in full game run, but obviously not as fast.
Not nearly.
Yeah. So this here is
私はハーフライフよりこのポータルが VR で出てほしいっていうのもあるんですけ
grab
ど
this cube and jump over there, which is
読んですけど
playing at all.
お
Chuck the cube onto the
お
button.
うまい
やば
Again, we're done. We have a little bit
あれミスってたんですけどねその他のランナーが
Yeah, pretty.
Yeah, it's a good cube throw.
Obviously, that cube throw is not done in normal runs because it is so inconsistent. Maybe like 1 in 100.
I think it's a bit better than that if you're good at it, but it's
It's
not.
the nails, not that fast, and not that method.
No, yeah.
Yeah. This map is kind of insane, but it's also kind of funny because of dialogue, we just have to wait around a little bit. Because finishing the level at the exact
あ、ここで多分ジャンプをするんですけど、
kind of have to wait for that.
The route here is actually really easy. We're just going to use some slanted.
なぜか、多分半身ワープで多分ジャンプしました。本当は上からジャンプして加速度維持してっていう感じなん
In
で
a
すけど。
normal full game run, you would actually have fly for this map, and then you would preserve fly into this next map. But as you can see, the task route doesn't need fly
Yeah,
because
so
わかんない。スイッチを押しました。今。で、キューブが落ちて、レーザーキューブでレーザーを、あれ。はい。
go to this weird, not oop, but like it area. We did a cube
ここ多分
straight through the floor,
配管をジャンプして悪いことしてます。
going to the next map.
本当は
Skips
できないと思う
entire
んですけ
map
ど。
plus a huge funnel ride. It's kind of crazy.
yeah. Shout outs to mlugg.
で、スイッチを押して、
Oh yeah, I did the
で
start here.
ジャンプして
Incredibly convoluted for no reason.
キューブを取って置くんじゃなかったっけな。
But it is fun.
Yeah. So here we're just going to wait for a second, and then we're going to do a really crazy fling
ここで加速度ジャンプをして、
right across the room here. We're going to throw this
あ、わかんない。
into ourselves
あ、ゴールした。
and end up going straight through the
わ
door.
かんない。
That's insane. I was not.
Yeah.
Not at all.
In rehearsals, you were talking to us about the gel strafe, and we were just
あ
looking at each other.
左下を見ればね、わかる人はいるかもしれないですけ
For a
ど、
while, but I guess
Hi.
it's not faster anymore.
入力はわかるんでね。
Yeah, we
入力はわかるけど、多分やっててもわかんないです。
Over $200,000 raised towards that bonus game of the TazBot Beta Showcase. Just $24,000 left.
We, can make it, we have one chapter left. Can you do it?
I believe you guys can do it.
I believe.
デビルメイクライの方が簡単です。
So Republican, this map's funny. Can't even. Why don't you take this one?
Yeah, so in this map, instead of going through the door, or Kersey has
まあ、
あ、わかんない。
a lot of complicated
なんで、なんかここ空飛んでますね。
skipping the start of the map.
その
Essentially,
時も
we skip the dialogue at the start of the
ね
map, which
こん
allows
な
us
風
to
にコントローラーをガクガクやると速くなるので、
which besides
はい。
ぜひやって
that
みてくださ
essentially
い。
means that we
は
skip
い。
having to wait, which makes our bus route start earlier if we're still using that analogy.
Yeah. So we're now coming into chapter 9. This map is called Finale 1. It's actually mostly just like flying around. It's pretty much the human route done quickly.
Yeah.
なんか、スティックがすごいですね。
Now that we're just kind of flying here, Baster 9, are you excited?
まあ、こうすると速くなるので、やりますよね。
Yeah,
Finale
absolutely.
4 skip? Okay.
The longest map, or one of the longer maps in the run was.
老館60回
Excited to see it.
なんだ
Just for context, for anyone who doesn't know, Finale 4 is the last map in the game. Their current, and like for 11 years, people have been looking for ways to skip it. We currently don't really know of anything.
Yeah,
and it's-
Kersey
ここも多分ツールアシストしてるんだと思
With
うん
any
ですけど。
percent with save load glitches, there's a few ways to skip it.
Yeah, yeah.
Kersey has literally gone insane trying to figure out, but there's currently no known way to do it, unfortunately. Anyway, now the Finale 1 was just kind of flying around. We're going to enter Finale 2. And this map is also just flying around, but I think mlugg wants to talk about something special we're going to do at the end.
So yeah, at the start, you may remember earlier in Wake Up, I was talking about wrong warps. There's actually, yeah. So the start of this is going to be fairly
お、
normal.
なんか
It's
こ
gonna
こ
slope off the bottom
あ
of these stairs.
変なとこ飛んでます変なとこ飛んでま
We're still
す
flying over the entire
Okay,
map.
yeah.
Well,
Normal for us.
normal for a speeder. But here we're going to do something a bit weird. We're going to portal over to an area we don't normally go to. We're going to get content
Nice.
pouch. We are going to peek into
待っ
this
て
room.
白い壁で
Straight
あ
over the end trigger is actually
あ移動して
behind that wall. By walking into it in a specific way, we run up to the middle of Finale 3.
That
We
skips
just
like
skipped half.
ない
The
で
end
す
of the next map.
literally half the map, 15, 18 seconds. Yeah.
グリッチしてますね今
Thank you all of our tasks
なんか
who figured
Yeah.
that out.
おお、
壁を
取りましたね。
すり抜けてすり抜けて
So here we actually, yeah, funny story. Normally you lose fly there. It turned out that it was because it loses time in this map to have fly, but it turned out it was so much quicker to keep it there because it saves like 3 seconds in Finale 3 that it's quicker to just do Finale 4.
ここにそのグラドスをはめてほしいっていうんではめますね
So we can do Finale 4 with fly. Anyways, mlugg, there's actually something interesting in this map, so I think you might want to.
Yeah, so
でここでボスとなる
is
ミートリーと戦うんだったかな
So, in this game, you effectively have 2 hitboxes. You have a normal one which is used for like most things, and then one which is used for some parts of physics interactions. And the second of those, through a glitch called PPD, player physics deformation, is able to rotate. So the place we're standing right now is actually very specifically calculated, and it's causing that box to very slowly rotate.
私ここまで3時間か4時間かかったんですけどね昨日
He's going to be talking for a while. and it's like we've got a minute of cutscene here while he talks. But while that box is rotating, we're going to, well, in a
いや、
second,
昨日初クリアじゃなくて、
it's done rotating. We're gonna go.
13回か4回クリアしました。
Wheatley's gonna throw his bomb at the pipe, and
まあ、足すとはいえ、いかに異次元の
the placement
動きをしているのかっていうのが分かりますね。
very specifically calculated. Our hitbox is now rotating fast.
で、ここはですね、そのポータルガンを使ってハイジャンプして、確かそのそうペンキとかでキューブ使って攻撃するんですけど、
So that movement there, where we walked back a bit, is making it rotate even faster. We're going at about 1.3 degrees a second now, which
でここデモシーンなんで飛ばせないですね。多分先行入力してます。
So annoyingly, we have to wait here for a few more seconds, which
いや、同じプレイをしたんじゃなくて、通常プレイでどんだけかかるかなって思って予習したんですけど、全然参考にならなかったです。あ、ここですね、それを消火蔵に持っていくんだったかな。
This area isn't out of bounds, but it's outside of the normal playable area. We're strafing around here. We're going to drop the core, and what we're going to do is jump on top of it. Because of a glitch with that rotated hitbox, we clip straight into the stalemate room.
Yeah.
なんかプレイヤーが殴られたっぽいんですけど、
11 years in the making. We found that 8 days ago.
あ、クリアしたみたいです。え、違う？
We'd been
ポ
working
ータルガンをもう一回装備してですね、あ、スペースですね。あ、クリアしました。
いやですね。
Again, if you don't realize what just happened, Finale 4 skip has kind of been a meme for about.
スペース。
Finale 4, it's saved 45 seconds. Yeah, 45 seconds. We've been kind of huge time save. We've been looking for that for 11 years. It's been a meme because no matter what you threw at the map, nothing.
で、ウィートリーを
But then 8 days ago,
宇宙間に放出して、
puzzle piece. We were able to put it all together, make a task.
お話が
All we had to do was not talk about it for 8 days.
終わりますね。
which was surprisingly difficult. It was,
Surprisingly difficult.
I had no idea that that was possible.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't until 8 days ago, apparently.
well, yeah, exactly. There's
で、グラドスが
Josie Hounsay who'd been working on
地球
that
に
for months.
戻してくれます。
And only the other
Yeah.
day they found.
Also
Oh yeah, and
makes
also because of
GLaDOS
that skip,
invisible.
Glad's head is invisible, which is kind of funny. And the
はい、終了で。
Official final time, which is not the time below.
はい、ノーセーブロード、アブスタストンイン
there you go.
That's our time.
17秒、47分13秒。
Here's the credits. Everyone.
ああ、で、クレジットも制作者になってますね。
あ
これは最後まで流すのかな？
Is there
その
anything
ため
あ、
の
そのリ
ESC55
ット王がそうなってるんじゃないかな。
はいはいはい。
Human world record is 56 minutes.
Yeah, 56
Yeah.
minutes.
56, 50, what,
多分
58?
この名前は
Yeah.
That's over 10 minutes
ス
faster.
ピードランに
Uh,
対する
Also, make sure to get your final donations in.
ツールを作った人たち
How close are we?
だと思うんですけど、あんまり把握してないです。
We have just over
そうですね。
$12,000 to go.
で、フェアさんかな ?9 セグメント、9個の区間で、
This can't be the only one in the task block.
The train started just 10 minutes ago, and in that time, we raised over $23,000 through those trains, as well as through other very important donations. So thank everyone so much.
Keep that train going.
Keep the train going.
Yeah.
Still have a little bit
Yeah.
of time.
Can I read some donations?
Oh yeah, please.
Okay, Cartridge Blowers donates $25. They say, bring me portals! Bring me portals to Spider-Man! A limerick. This run is anything but plain. I think it's hurting my brain.
VS コードの
Fellow and these talented task fellows. Also,
なん
5
か専用モッド、モッドって言い方でいいのかな、専用プラグインみたいなエクステンション作った人もいるみたいです
Bob
ね。
Blanks donates $5 and
す
says,
ごいな。開発環境からも
for a great cause.
う構築を頑張ってるのが
$5
すごいな。
donation train going for the beta showcase. And then Dumple donates $1,000. And they say, robots, yeah, give it up. They say robots are pretty cool. But let's not forget what makes humans truly special. Being able to click on all the pictures that contain bicycles. Thank you for another fabulous event for a great cause.
Yeah, well, that's our
はい
task.
というわけで、
The world premiere of the Portal 2.
コメンテーター、クラインさん、ありがとうございました。クレインさん、はい、ありがとうございました。
Thank you all.
終わったな。
はい。はい。というわけで、ありがとうございました。なんか最後言いたいこととか告知などありましたら、お願いします。
And I just heard
本当にないですけど、その夜スーパーホットの VR を解説する予定だったんですけど、なくなったみたいなんで大丈夫です。
はい。ということで、 ポータル2解説、クレインさんでした。ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。ツイッチのフォローお願いします。
はい。というわけで、次のゲームの準備をしますので、少々お待ちください。
10.00 donation train to see how a real bot plays. Ocarina of Time! Y'all are really hyped tonight. Oh, wow. We're happy. Okay, we're going to be right back after a short break. Don't you go anywhere. Yeah, thank you, Twitch chat. Woo! Okay. Thank you, everyone. We have an incredible audience. We have Mr. Taspot is visiting me at the table. I'm so excited right now. Okay, all right, everyone. I'm gonna read one quick thing for you all. So hang tight with me because I need to tell you about the GDQ hotfix. You know, speedrunning isn't limited to AGDQ and SGDQ. You can watch every weekday night at 7 p.m. Eastern and weekends at 1 p.m. Eastern here on Games Done Quick with Hotfix. We have 22 different shows with specials on the weekends. For more information, go to gamesdonequick.com/hotfix. Now, speaking of those special events, oh my goodness, they are so special. We have things like Frame Fatales. Give it up for Frame Fatales. And just last weekend, we hosted the very first ever GDQ Juneteenth celebration, which I had the fortunate chance to be a part of, celebrating Black independence. And that was just an incredible weekend. And again, Hotfix. All right, one last donation. This one's pretty fun. Just Dandy donates $1,000. And they say, this is a triumph. I'm making a note here. Huge success. I think so too. Right now, we have an interview ready for you with Kizaron. Go ahead, Kizaron.
That was like the most excited anyone's ever sounded to say my name. So thank you, Mello. I'm Kizaron here, and I'm joined by the Celeste.smc runner, Mr. Mighty Mouse. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing very good. Been a good week so far.
It has. Now, anyone who doesn't know who Mr. Mighty Mouse is, this is our chance to get to learn a little bit. So what got you into doing all these Mario mods?
Way back in the day, I watched the completionists, the Super Beard Bros. They did a save state playthrough of the original Kaizo trilogy. And that means save stating every jump that works. But I, as a newbie Mario player, thought it was crazy. And I was like, I kind of want to do that. And then it just spiraled out of control into what you see now.
Now, you are doing Celeste.smc, probably, in my opinion, like the most ambitious and complete mod of Super Mario World. Tell us a little bit about it.
So it's a Mario game. It's a loving tribute to Celeste. It uses a lot of the Celeste mechanics. You're familiar with the dashes, the wall jumps, even a lot of the tech like wave dashing. And a lot of the levels you'll recognize are based on the levels from Celeste as you go through it, which is pretty cool. It's a nice little blend of the two games.
Now, what else is pretty cool is this is your first in-person GDQ run. You have done 2 remote runs of other mods. Where would you say Celeste ranks with those other 2 that you've done?
I would say casually as a game, it's not too bad. It's very intermediate. But as a speed run, and once you start cranking up the speed run, it starts getting very hard. It's probably at the high level we play it, probably the hardest speed run I've done.
I'm going to pivot to a social media question real quick, and we talked about this before the interview, so it's actually an interesting answer we're going to get here. But this is from @SirFristy, and it's, hi, hello. What's the most difficult part, and how long did it take you to get it right for the first time?
I would say overall the most difficult part of the game is it's not in the run we're doing, it's Farewell. And if you know the OG Celeste, you know Farewell is just a massively long level, and it's a difficulty spike. In the runs we're doing, I would probably say Golden Ridge, because I was a tester for the game, and Golden Ridge has the same wind physics mechanics that the original OG Celeste had. And when you first encounter wind physics in any game, it's a rough go through. So that one took me a couple hours to grind my way through it.
Now, you mentioned Golden Ridge, and we know that there's a bunch of different levels in this. So what would you say is your favorite to run?
To run, Golden Ridge is really good because the wind physics, even though in a casual run they're awful, in a speed run we can really abuse those mechanics and do a lot of skips. But I think overall it would be Reflection, because Reflection, not to spoil it, has my favorite part of the game for all time. I think it might be my favorite part of any game.
Now, obviously, Celeste.smc is a blend of Celeste and Super Mario World. So with that in mind, for any new runners or current runners, what do you think is more important to get into this specific mod? Do you think the Super Mario mechanics are more important, or do you think the Celeste mechanics are?
I would say the Mario mechanics probably are, because it's still a base Mario game. It uses